Hey Arlo and Frankie. Today, outside the window in front of me is Hurricane Ian, which is barreling into an area on the west coast of Florida as we speak, a little bit south of Tampa. It's going to devastate that part of the state probably. There's already high water. We're getting a lot of wind. We're going to have a storm surge of up to maybe 6 feet. If that happens, we may have to move to higher ground because we're a block from the ocean. We're in what's known as Zone A, the first place that they evacuate in a storm like this if the waters are going to rise. We shouldn't have much problem with wind damage. It's just water damage that we're looking at. Today, I want to tell you about the Amazing Spiderman. In the 1980s, the early 1980s, I worked in the 17th Police District. We always had a uniform of the day. It was never a formal uniform unless you were going to a funeral or something like that. When you went to court, you were supposed to wear your dress blues. In the summertime, we wore a short sleeve shirt, police pants, and we had this belt on that had a gun, nightstick, sometimes a walkie-talkie, other things that weighed you down. And if you know me, you know I don't have much of a butt, so it's hard for me to keep my pants up. I have my belt on real tight. I'm like one of those old men with the belt on real tight, pants pulled up. Some of us guys at 17th District 1 Squad decided in the winter time when we wore a long sleeve shirt, and sometimes that was it, in the fall and the spring when it was nice out but a little bit cold, we'd have a long sleeve shirt and the pants. Still the problem with the belt and the pants falling down. Well, we decided that we were going to wear suspenders. You weren't allowed to do that with your summer uniform or the fall uniform. But nobody knew if you had suspenders on in your winter uniform, which was the fall uniform with a patrol jacket over top of it. It was kind of a neat jacket. It was short-waisted and had a furry collar, kept you nice and warm. Well, one of the guys showed up one day, I think it was Mike Vincent, and he had Superman suspenders. For an adult, they weren't kid suspenders. And we thought, oh, that's cool. So another guy, I think it was Bobby Byrne, went out and he got Batman suspenders. Well, I needed superhero suspenders. Batman and Superman were taken up. The ones that I found first were Spider-Man suspenders. One night, I put on my uniform with my Amazing Spider-Man suspenders, put my patrol jacket on, and went out on patrol. There was some sort of an incident out on the street that involved a man and a woman. It allegedly involved a gun. One of the people, and I forget which guy this was, on my squad, started chasing this perpetrator, the man. He lost him for a second, going around a corner, just as I came up. Jumped out of my patrol car, 1718, and got the guy to stop. Got him to get his hands where I could see him. And by this time, the other cop came around, grabbed him, put him up against the wall, and he searched him, and he said, you know, where's the gun? And the guy said, I don't have a gun. And he said, I saw the gun. Where is the gun? The guy went, he said, what do you mean? He said, it's up there. I threw it up there. Now, up there was on the roof of a 3 or maybe 4-story ancient warehouse. I think it was around 23rd or 24th and Morton Streets, but I can't be certain about that. But it was that area of the 17th district. There were a bunch of these older buildings. At the time, it was probably abandoned. And it was possible in time that he could have done it, because he could have done it after he lost the first cop and before I started watching him. But physically, I don't think that Ron Jaworski, who was the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback back then, could have made that throw and gotten a gun up on that roof. It was very high. So the sergeant came. What do you got here? Everybody told him what was going on. And he said, yeah, I doubt if he got that up there. Maybe it's in a sewer or something. So we searched the entire area from the beginning of the chase to the end of the chase. Took off covert covers, manhole covers, looked down, no gun. And maybe we missed it. So everybody's ready to just call it a night, and the sergeant said, no, we have to go up there and look on that roof. The guy said he threw the gun. You saw a gun. We don't have a gun. We can't take the chance that there's going to be a gun out there that somebody's going to fall into the wrong hands. Also, if you know me, you know that I'm really, really, really afraid of heights. But I always try to get over that fear. I never have. I'm still really afraid of heights, but that's not going to stop me from trying in some way, fashion, or form to someday be able to stand on the top of a mountain and look down into the Grand Canyon, things that I can't do. And this was one of those nights. The sergeant said, we're going to get a fire engine over here and we'll go up there. And I said, I'll go up. And he said, oh, okay, Clark. Why do you want to go up there? Because I'm afraid of heights. Sergeant Wilson was his name. I'm afraid of heights. I want to get over that fear. He said, oh, that's cool. It's a good try to do that, because it's not that high up. If you're not afraid of heights, it wasn't far up there, but it was for me. And it's easy. You'll be going up a police ladder, coming down a police ladder. So the fire engine showed up. They put the ladder up there, and I went up and started to climb that ladder with confidence. And then I realized I have this jacket on. This isn't going to work. So I climbed back down, took the jacket off, gave it to one of the other cops, and I went back over and I started climbing up again. And as I climbed up, I heard this woman in the crowd, because of course, you're in the 17th district. Everything you do is going to create a crowd. She went, hey, look, that cop got Spider-Man suspendies on. And people started laughing. And I thought, ooh, I'm out of uniform. But I just kept going up, because I had a mission, and I was going to accomplish that mission. So I went up there, and the firemen who know all about these roofs said, look, you can get off the ladder and get on the roof, but don't walk around. Just use your flashlight and look. And if you see it, then we'll figure out a way to get it. They weren't going to go up and look for the gun, but they would help us get it down, because sometimes the roof was really deteriorated, or there might be a skylight that was there that the roofers just tarred right over. So I'd be walking across glass and go and shoot down 30 or 40 feet to my death. So I heeded their warning. I got up there, I looked around. I said, I don't see anything up here. I'm coming down. Here's the thing with my fear of heights. I'm kind of okay if I don't look up or I don't look down. If I look up, I feel like I'm going to shoot up into the air. Sort of like when they do those cartoons of the aliens coming and snatching people to do experiments, and you see them go shh, and they suck them up into the spaceship. I get that feeling that I'm going to just shoot up. Or if I look down. When I look down, I don't get a physical feeling. I just get fear at a high level. So I got back to the ladder, and there's like a gable at the top of the roof and a lip, and the ladder's over top of it. The ladder, I could grab it like this and just swing around and go down. And that was the plan. But I looked down and I went, oh, this is horrible. And I went back. And a couple times I went up there and I went like this with my leg, and then I pulled it back in because I was looking down. And I was really scared. I thought, I don't know how I'm going to get off this roof. So by this time, people at the bottom were starting to become concerned. And the fire chief said to the sergeant, so what's he doing? Why isn't he coming down? And my sergeant, who knew me pretty well, said, yeah, he's afraid of heights. He's having trouble. You might have to go up there and bring him down. And he said, we're not going to rescue a cop off a roof. Are you crazy? We're going to give him 5 minutes, and then we're going to remove the ladder, and you can figure out how to get him down. I don't know if they really would have done that, but that was the threat. And not only did he make that threat, but he told me, hey, they had the bullhorn. You have 5 minutes to come down, or we're removing the ladder and leaving. You're on your own. So I thought, well, I know I'm going to die if I try to get off this roof without a ladder. I have to solve this problem. So what I did, and I should preface it with this, sometimes when you're really afraid, you make stupid decisions. And I made a decision that made me look up and look down almost at the same time and be more afraid than I've been most times in my life. And I've been really afraid at times. What I did is, now the ladder's coming up here. Here's the rungs, but they were pretty far apart. I turned around and I pulled myself up. And what I thought I was going to do was pull myself up to the ladder, get my feet up, and then walk down the ladder. I don't know if that was physically possible, because about a second into my plan, it went awry. I pulled myself through, and I was over to the one side, and the ladder, the side of the ladder, caught my gun and holster, and it caused me to go whoosh. So I was instantly looking up, and then I thought I was looking up, but I saw the crowd, and I could hear them go, woo, and just for a second, I was upside down. But my head hit the ladder, and I realized, oh crap, I'm upside down on the ladder, 30 or 40 feet above the crowd. And I bounced back onto the roof, got on the roof, and I was so afraid and embarrassed that I just did it. I just went up and grabbed on, went around, and started to go down the ladder. And as I descended, the crowd started going, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Peace out, guys.